My wife told me, if you don't trust me spending every weekend with my ex-husband, then maybe we shouldn't be together. I said, you're absolutely right. You know that moment when your entire world shatters, but then you realize it was actually the best thing that ever happened? That was me. It took my wife's outrageous ultimatum and a shocking public betrayal to finally wake me up. But oh, the delicious, undeniable karma that followed. My name is Marcus, and at 31 I truly thought I had this whole adulting thing on lock. Spoiler alert. I absolutely unequivocally did not. 3 years of marriage to Clara had lulled me into this false sense of security, like those people who think they're invincible because they've never been in a car crash. We had what everyone called the good life. You know, the kind that looks picture perfect on Instagram but often felt like watching paint dry in real time. Clara was 29, which in hindsight should have been my first red flag. Not because of her age, but because she still acted like she was 22, discovering herself through bad decisions and overpriced coffee. But hey, love makes you stupid, and when it came to her I was practically brain dead. We had the whole suburban dream package. Steady jobs we complained about but never quit. A shared apartment we pretended to love but secretly knew was overpriced. And those adorable 5-year plans couples make when they're high on optimism and low on real-world experience. Everything was cruising along in that beautifully boring way that made my parents proud and my single friends jealous. I should have known the universe was just setting me up for the cosmic punchline of my life. Because that's when Adrian decided to make his grand re-entrance into our perfectly choreographed existence. Adrian. Even his name sounds like the kind of guy who orders wine at Applebee's and acts like he knows what he's talking about. He was Clara's ex-husband. Yeah, you read that right, ex-husband. Because apparently, my wife had been married before and thought mentioning it casually 6 months into our relationship was totally normal timing. Oh, by the way, I was married to this guy, Adrian, for 2 years, but it didn't work out because he was emotionally unavailable and had commitment issues. Classic red flag disguised as vulnerability. But I was too whipped to see it. So when Mr. Emotionally Unavailable decided to grace our little town with his presence again, Clara suddenly developed this overwhelming urge to catch up. And by catch up, I mean she systematically replaced every weekend activity we used to do together with Adrian-themed adventures. It started innocently enough. Saturday brunch at that overpriced cafe downtown where they serve $12 avocado toast and call it artisanal. Because nothing says just friends, like spending your Saturday morning staring into your ex-husband's eyes over Eggs Benedict. But of course it didn't stop there. It never does it? Saturday brunch evolved into Sunday walks through the park, because Adrian was apparently going through some sort of existential crisis and needed Clara's unique brand of emotional support. You know, the kind that requires long, meaningful conversations while strolling past happy families and couples who actually spent weekends together. Then came the Friday movie nights because poor Adrian was going through a rough patch and needed someone to hold his hand through the latest Marvel movie. Funny how his rough patch seemed to coincide perfectly with our date nights. I tried to be the understanding husband. Really, I did. I channeled every piece of marriage advice I'd ever ignored and attempted to trust my wife. But trust is a funny thing. It's like trying to ignore a mosquito buzzing around your head. You can pretend it's not there for a while, but eventually you're going to get bit and it's going to itch like hell. The signs were everywhere, but I was apparently fluent in denial. Clara started wearing this perfume she'd never worn for me. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.